Thinking about buying a second home? Well, home ownership is one of the most common journeys that people aspire to go on. And even if you love your primary home and where you live, it's not uncommon to be thinking about purchasing a second home. This is a really appealing prospect and thought for people that want a vacation home, or perhaps a place for their children while they're away at school, or to diversify your assets. So today we're talking about buying a second home. So stick around. Hi everyone, I am Lisa McBride with Keller Williams Realty Select in Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch, and today we're talking second homes. Now there's a big difference between buying a second home for vacation purposes or for investment purposes. Florida is a very common destination for second homes, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons. Here are a few things that you should consider. Let's start with the pros. Buying a second home might be a great way for you to be closer to people you love and places you enjoy. Or it might help you accomplish some financial goals. One of the biggest advantages that people find is that they have a designated vacation spot. If you and your family love the beach and you come to Florida on a regular basis, then buying a second home here in Florida might be ideal. Or if you have loved ones in the area that you visit regularly, owning a second home might be a great little retreat, a place to be close to loved ones. There are a lot of grandparents that live in Florida, and having that second home when kids visit might be a really good option. Also, buying a second home for a place to retire. If you plan to move after you retire, you get a head start. You might be able to form a community, meet people, get really acclimated into your day-to-day life before retirement. And I find a lot of people tend to buy homes a year, 2, 3 years prior to retirement so that they know where they're going. Another advantage is to diversify your assets. Homes do tend to increase in value, so you can use your second home as a means to diversify your investments. You can choose to keep it or sell it down the road. And right now, with home prices rising, a lot of people that own multiple homes are definitely increasing their net worth. If you buy it for an investment, you're getting rental income. And this rental income can be simple income, or it can help cover the expenses of your other home and then help pay down your mortgage. If you want to vacation at this home, you can sometimes still rent it out for short term. And if it's really an investment property, there's plenty of people looking for annual leases. An advantage of owning a second home is tax breaks. Now, I'm not an accountant, so I always recommend you speak to your accountant and your financial planner to understand if this is really the best move for you. Some of the cons about buying a second home, well, there's an added responsibility. You're owning twice the property, so that might mean twice the work. You should consider who's going to keep the property grounds and manage the financial burden in case something goes wrong. For instance, if you have to replace 2 air conditioners in 1 year, that year can get a little pricier. Also, there's a risk of security and property damage. You can't be in 2 places at once, so you may need to consider the security of your unoccupied home. Additional expenses. There's definitely going to be some additional expenses. For example, just traveling from one home to the other. For instance, here in Florida, we have a lot of people from up north. So whether you drive, fly, take a bus, train, whatever it may be, the cost of that is definitely an added expense to that second home. There's definitely 4 things that I tell people they should consider prior to buying a second home. Number 1 is the affordability. It's extremely important to budget for having 2 house payments unless your primary home is free and clear and you will pay cash for a property. Second home purchases are considered an increased risk for many mortgage lenders and investors. Due to this, the buyer may encounter a higher down payment or a higher interest rate. And also, insurance companies do not like to insure an unoccupied home. So the cost for homeowners insurance on a property that you're only using maybe 3 or 4 months out of the year may be higher than what you expect. Buying a home in another state, there may be closing costs and taxes and things that you're not prepared for. In the state of Florida, there's definitely a few fees that come along with buying that are not standard in every state. Another factor to consider is the occupancy rules. Now, to classify the property as your second home, you have to spend a significant portion of that year there. If you have a jumbo loan or another type of non-conforming loan, you're limited to 14 days of renting capabilities to another tenant. But now if your loan is backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac though, you can actually rent it for up to 180 days without it being considered an investment property. If you do rent it out for more than 15 days, you will have to report that income to the IRS. However, you may also be able to deduct certain rental expenses. You will have to occupy the home for at least 14 days or 10% of the days it would otherwise be rented, whichever is greater, to maintain your eligibility for the mortgage interest deduction. Also, lenders are going to consider this an investment property if depending on the rental, and then with that, the interest rates are going to be a little higher. Again, talk to your accountant about the occupancy and the terms there. The number 3 factor to consider is location. When buying a second home, it's really important to consider the location. If you plan to use it as a vacation home, you'll want it far enough away from your primary living space that it feels like you're getting away from the world, but not so far away that you rarely use it. If you plan on hosting a family get-together like Thanksgiving, is it convenient for everyone? Is it where people want to go? Some factors to consider is, what are the attractions? Is there a lake, a mountain, or a beach close to it? And if it is an investment property in a destination such as Florida, how far from the beaches? Does that take into consideration whether it's going to get more rent, less rent? Same thing whether you're buying on a lake or a mountain. Be sure to do all your research before purchasing a property. The last thing to consider is maintenance. There are some property maintenance factors you'll need to think about for your second home. In particular, it's important to determine the utilities and lawn care. Who's going to maintain these when you're not there? Should you leave all your utilities on if you're not? Should you have somebody checking on your home? If you're leasing it, are your tenants paying the utilities? Are they maintaining the yard? These are all things that you need to think about before you decide. As you can see, I believe in home ownership, obviously, and I do own an investment property, and I will buy more investment properties because I do believe there's a lot of benefits. Now, I've had good tenants, I've had bad tenants, I've had people maintaining my homes, I've had a variety of situations, so it's not always smooth sailing. Things can go wrong. An air conditioner can go out in the middle of summer and it needs to be fixed immediately. Sometimes you don't get to it as much as you're hoping because of other family commitments. So there's a lot of things to consider. I'm here to answer any of your questions, help you decide, talk through it, and let you know what my experiences have been. So I really appreciate you watching. And as always, as I said, if you like my videos and you like what you're hearing, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much, and until next time, take care.